Thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your day to hear a little bit about NetSuite's perspective for how fashion brands can really once and for all finally improve the customer experience that we're all trying so hard to keep pace with. I'm joined today by a member of my team, Kamiyama, who will be spending a good majority of today's call walking through a demonstration of what NetSuite can really offer and achieve from a great customer experience perspective. But to get us started, I want to walk through just a little bit of information about NetSuite and then walk through those 5 steps to make sure that we're all understanding really what NetSuite's methodology is and our approach to once and for all finally solving the customer experience challenge. So to get started, a little bit about NetSuite. NetSuite is the #1 cloud retail management ERP system on the market. We've been on the market for about 17 years now, founded in 1998, and we are a publicly traded company, traded under the stock ticker symbol N. We have more than 4,700 employees worldwide and are getting ready to approach about $1 billion in revenue at the conclusion of this fiscal year. One of the things that we're most proud of is that we've grown by 30% for 13 consecutive quarters now. And part of that, the reason for that growth is really retailers and other companies around the world recognizing the need to be able to scale their business and leverage the power of the cloud in order to do so. We're used globally by over 30,000 organizations, and those organizations are running us in over 160 countries. As we begin to grow and continue to grow at such a quick pace, we're adding lots of new customers every quarter. So each quarter, there are new businesses that are deciding that they too want to become a cloud company and leveraging NetSuite as a vehicle to do that. But to get started, really, there are 5 main reasons why today's businesses and today's retail brands choose NetSuite. The first is that we are designed for a modern business. Being a cloud-native application that you can access from anywhere with any device, leveraging the best of the internet best practices within our own application means we have an easy-to-use interface that can be accessed by any of your employees at any time. We're also have a built-in platform that enables flexibility, and I'll talk a little bit more about that one here in just a minute. But what is at the core of what we do is our unified data model. And as goes through the demonstration today, one thing that you'll notice and that you'll see is that there is only one instance of item, instance of order, instance of customer, instance of inventory throughout your entire implementation, meaning that your business is able to run in a real-time, always connected mode. Second to last is we have omnichannel built directly into the platform, and that is one thing that Go is going to spend his time demonstrating today. But bringing together the elements of both online, offline, back office, and front office, all on a single system. And then lastly, we're built for your industry. So there's an entire team dedicated to fashion apparel brands with features and functionalities aimed specifically at this market and able to bring those, that functionality and the power of NetSuite for those brands. Going just a little bit deeper on what we offer, there's a lot that NetSuite can do for an apparel company. Everything from those aspects on the front end, whether it's your e-commerce experiences for your traditional B2C site, B2B portals for your vendors and your B2B customers, in-store functionality like point of sale, order management, which helps brings it all together, managing the content across all those elements, and then traditional back office functionality, purchase to pay, supply chain, financials, are all things that can be done on the NetSuite platform. One of the things about the stairway methodology that we're going to talk about in the 5 steps to a great customer experience is really how can a brand take this functionality and follow a prescribed methodology to leverage it to once and for all solve that customer experience challenge. So we do offer a lot of functionality in a lot of different categories, from financial management, supply chain management, and order management, inventory and warehouse, omnichannel commerce, and procurement. So again, brands are able to leverage as much of NetSuite or as little of NetSuite as they need to start their journey. One of the things that NetSuite's really able to do, being a cloud company, is scale with the type of implementation and the speed of implementation that you may be wanting to take on, or as an organization able to take on. We are as much a platform as we are an application. Our platform is what really is going to allow you to extend the capabilities of NetSuite and customize right on top of your own instance. So even though we are a multi-tenant cloud environment, we do not in any way, shape, or form take away your ability to differentiate your business and have that then ripple across your implementation, whether that's online, in-store, or back office, leveraging that unified data. So we're able to take functionality, deploy it into your account, bundle it up, and also allow you to share functionality that potentially you have developed, create workflows that allow you to automate business processes within your own organization with a simple drag and drop workflow tool. You're able to still code on top of NetSuite if you if you so choose, leveraging our SuiteScript capabilities. Our SuiteTalk capabilities is what allows us to integrate into third-party applications. So whether that's using REST, whether that's using SOAP with web services, asynchronous integrations, we're able to handle all of your typical integrations into third-party applications. Our Suite Analytics tool allows you to get to the data in real time, as well as build dashboards and reports, and even export that data to third-party tools for larger data warehouses and data mining activities. So all of that capability within that platform allows you to maintain your competitive edge and recognize that with NetSuite, customization is actually not a dirty word. In fact, almost all of NetSuite customers are customized in some way or another. We do provide 2 upgrades a year, and those customizations are protected throughout that upgrade process. So you don't have to worry about your customizations throwing you off an upgrade path or preventing you from receiving those 2 automatic upgrades every year. So what NetSuite really offers for fashion apparel brands is what we like to call our whole offer solution. And this brings together elements of NetSuite functionality and the primary products that NetSuite offers that I just spent a minute talking about, our complementary products from a wide network of solution partners that are pre-integrated into NetSuite to extend the capability and in some cases offer whole new capabilities to the NetSuite ecosystem and not having to worry about managing the integration into those third-party solutions. There's a number of these that are focused specifically on the apparel space, such as WFX for product lifecycle management, that allows us to extend and offer new capabilities to our customers. And again, them not having to worry about managing that integration. Lastly is the strategic services that can either be provided by the NetSuite professional services team, or again, one of our numbers of partners that we have in this area, whether that's e-commerce design firms or large SI partners. All of this is designed in a leading practice built around the customer experience to deliver the NetSuite capability in the best way for speed and ROI. So as we look at today's commerce challenges that we're really focused on solving for our retail brands, the first is recognizing that the customer is king, and that really any organization needs to be orientating their business processes around customers and not channels. And as retailers, oftentimes we tend to make a lot of the same mistakes over and over again, where we're too focused on one particular part of the customer journey, which might actually distort the view that we have as a retailer to the overall customer satisfaction and the broader life cycle or cross journey that the customer is taking with our brand. Second is multiple business models are the norm. And this is really an area that NetSuite has really been able to help our brands in that we're able to service our functionality via the cloud. So whether it's extending new store footprints with pop-up stores or trade shows or events, NetSuite's able to provide the capability there in those areas. As apparel companies, where we're also manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers, we're able to leverage all that functionality on one single unified system, bringing together those elements in those business models all onto a single platform. And last is really what's next is anyone's guess. And with NetSuite being a system that automatically upgrades for you twice a year, has a whole network of partners that are pre-integrated to it, as well as the capability to extend and integrate third-party technologies, it really is a future-proof platform that's going to grow and scale with your business. So when you haven't brought together a great strategy to finally solve this customer experience challenge, or you're using a lot of disparate systems that you're trying to integrate together, it creates a lot of frustrating moments and fracture points in the consumer experience, whether that's a situation where customers bought online, but your point of sale or in-store environment can't actually view or take that return, or you're having to do hoops that you're having to jump through in order to take that return in store. Scenarios where maybe your consumer sees something online, but then when they walk into your store, discovers that it isn't available in that local store because either the e-commerce engine really didn't have good visibility into what the store inventory position was, or the store environment then wasn't able to see where that inventory was elsewhere in the supply chain to solve that stock outage in that particular store. Or if a scenario where an item was purchased in store, but they then receive an email from your e-commerce marketing engine that promotes that exact same item that they just purchased in store. Because again, when these systems are disparate systems, data isn't easily shared across those platforms. And all of these scenarios tend to distort or create brand inauthenticity. And consumers begin to get fatigued and frustrated by these points of fracture when we're dealing with trying to solve the customer experience challenge. A lot of retailers that we work with have a very typical starting point as something like you're looking at right now, where a lot of point systems that are pre-integrated together, where you have to manage all of the information flowing back and forth, with all of your customer experience channels up at the top, from e-commerce, in-store, mobile, call center, marketplaces, all of your masters of data over on the left-hand side, such as marketing, merchandising, customer masters, product masters, ERP and finance. Over on the far right are all those ready-made services that are needed to get an order from point A to point B, tax, pricing, promotions, payments. And then at the bottom are all of those execution engines that are actually fulfilling orders and delivering product to stores. So in the past, retailers have now been purchasing yet another application that's supposed to sit in the middle of this called order management that creates yet more integration points and that's data duplication across our enterprise. So what I want to walk through today is a prescribed methodology to finally, once and for all, get rid of this pre-integrated mess, non-integrated mess that really is standing between your organization and really being able to offer a great customer experience. Because when data lives in multiple places, it's going to be wrong somewhere. You're just not going to know where it's wrong until you have an issue in your customer experience. So our 5-step process for solving customer experience challenges really starts with this recognition that in many ways your front-end problem is a back-end problem. Retailers just typically don't want to admit it. And they don't want to admit it because in the past, or historically speaking, solving a back-end challenge was more complex, was a large headache, and generally cost a lot of money. So NetSuite looks at really solving the customer experience challenge as really going back and remediating your business and taking a look at where items, inventory, customer, and order are across your enterprise and standardizing those on one single platform. And really driving and leveraging that single source of the data across all experiences that will come after this. Once you have that single view, you're now able to really go out and unify across your major channels, leveraging that single source of the data. So when we get to our unified step, we start to look at your first and greatest channel of need, which for many retailers, that tends to be the in-store experience at this point. I think many of them have spent a decent amount of money on on the online experience over the last few years and are really now looking to bring the retail experience back into the fold. So in that case, it would be deploying NetSuite's in-store or point-of-sale capability, leveraging the real-time integration into NetSuite, where they're driving off of that same source that now you're able to present also to other channels. Once you have that first channel leveraging that single source of data, now we're going to enhance that experience and begin to look at all the remaining aspects of your channels by deploying our e-commerce technology, solving the call center and support center capabilities, and really extending endless aisle out to all aspects of your business. And now you've solved the traditional definition of omnichannel. You only have one instance of item, one instance of order, one instance of customer, and one instance of inventory across all of your customer touch points. So when an item is being purchased online, it's immediately no longer available to any store, anyone else shopping online or mobile or calling into the call center. And that then begins to solve some of the brand inauthenticity and fatigue that a lot of our consumers are starting to feel with our experiences. But we don't stop there, because really now we can start to do some really innovative things with that data. So now we start to turn our attention to customer acquisition and customer retention, where traditionally these have been things that have kind of sat in the marketing department, because they're generally the only ones that were able to consolidate kind of customer contacts in order to create segments and really go out and market to our customers, or offer loyalty programs in either one or all of our channels, depending upon our legacy technology's ability to integrate into that capability. So by leveraging our partners around the loyalty space, our capabilities around personalization and email marketing campaigns, we're now able to leverage that single view of the data to more accurately market and segment our customers, and begin to offer not just the traditional marketing approaches, but things like real-time offers that extend the experiences and create continuous and relevant conversations in between all of the times that our customers are standing in our stores or shopping online. And lastly, we get to the disrupt phase. And the disrupt phase is all about really NetSuite being able to enable you as a brand or as a retailer to now go out and create whatever great type of customer experience you want to create, whether that's things like digital dressing rooms, magic mirrors, shop at home, or creating any kind of great customer experience. You're able to leverage the platform, leverage our partner network, and know that in that experience, you're able to embed not just a commerce experience, but a holistic commerce experience that includes everything about the customer and your entire supply chain, to make that a rich and engaging experience that customers want to use, and store associates and associates around your company find value in, that they leverage in order to create that great experience for your consumers. So with that, I'll stop and turn it over to Kamiyama, who's going to walk you through a short demo around customer experience and really what it's like to bring together the aspects of both the online and in-store world. So go, I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you very much, Matt. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to quickly go through an example on what that omnichannel shopping experience outlined by Matt, or through that stairway, can look like. So what I'll be doing throughout this demonstration is to be highlighting NetSuite's technology and value, and walk you through what that experience from a customer view would look like from the e-commerce channel, which is unassisted, onto walking into an in-store, to see how that conversation and that experience could translate through. And then I'll end with going through a platform from the remediation standpoint, where we'll be able to have a view of our customer inventory, order management, and items, to really understand that all those items, those key critical business data, can be leveraged across different channels to be able to ultimately create that customer experience. So right now, what you're looking at is a fictitious retailer in the name of Generation N. Generation is a fashion retailer company that has omni-channel capabilities within in-store, online, as well as in call center. What you're seeing is NetSuite's retail management technology through the consumer persona of Anna. Anna is currently sitting on her couch, getting ready for the winter to be coming, looking for jackets on the Generation N website. Now, immediately what you see is the Generation N website in a different format, but this is something that allows our customers to do pixel level control. So this is strictly an example of what this experience could look like, but if you want to have a different design, we are completely open to doing so from a platform perspective. Now, as Anna is looking through, she'll be seeing a rich and engaging targeting banner on what's coming up for their fall collection. One of the things that we provide as a website is a single page architecture. So what that allows you to do is there are a very fluid experience that shows you only parts of the page being refreshed to be able to create a fluid user experience. This is something that is coupled with the content delivery network called Akamai, where they allow us to leverage their 100,000 edge servers across the world to be able to store these static information, such as these high-resolution images, into their local servers to allow our customers to have a very fast and fluid experience for their customers. And has decreased page load by 30%, has increased the ranking searches. And what can you say? If a page is taking a long time, you're going to end up moving on. So it's very important to keep that customer on your website. Now, the website also does come mobile responsive, so it doesn't matter what type of tablet or device you use, it's going to be the same fluid user experience. So that as you're going through, whether you're going to be checking certain merchandise on the train or in the car, that experience will be the same. So eventually, as you get to a buying decision, you're going to be able to find that specific merchandise easily and consistently. Now, as I scroll down, what you'll see are other rich targeted banners, but something in the form of a merchandising zone, which is in the winter arrivals. Now, I keep choosing winter because I live in Boston right now, so winter is coming very quickly, so jacket kind of rings true to me. But one of the key differentiator within NetSuite with this winter arrival in the merchandising zone is that it's based on an omnichannel database. So you can look across the database, whether it's going to be from a wholesale channel to the B2C channel. You have the ability to create an ad hoc business query and show up the merchandise in certain ways. So let's say right now we're looking for winter arrivals, but maybe we want to be able to query for any fall items that have been overstocked and would like to get rid of it very quickly. That's something that can be exposed here. It could be personalized and targeted based on demographic data or transaction data. Overall, the value that we can provide from a NetSuite perspective is that you can target the messaging and increase that customer conversion retention, also be able to have that personalized messaging to your consumers. Now, let's go through a shopping experience, how Anna can get to a specific merchandise. One of the things that we can do is something called a lookbook. Lookbook is easily creatable with a drag and drop ability within NetSuite to be able to give and visualize your Anna how a specific look will look like. So as you can see, we are looking at Tailored and Smart. On the left-hand side, you'll be able to see somebody wearing a specific outfit. And as Anna looks through, if she likes it, she can go into the quick view and be able to choose which size, which color, and be able to add it to the cart or add it to a wish list. In this case, Anna's not sure, so she's going to quickly just add it to her gift list, and maybe she'll get back to it later. Okay. Another way to look for a specific merchandise is through the search bar. So as I'm looking for a jacket, I can type in jacket and be able to pull up all the exact match. But what NetSuite leverages are something called a solar search, which is a natural language processor. So it looks at the correlation of the letters to be able to do fuzzy matching. So even if you spell something wrong or you are able to get to that specific item. Sometimes the item is not just a generic terminology like jacket or a suit. It might be just with a specific name or branding. And as you're going through that branding and the brand awareness comes along, you want to be able to give your shoppers the ability to get to a specific product very easily. So let's say if I type in jacket, all the jackets will show up. Another way to get to a specific item is going through the Shop All. So the Shop All button will bring us to the product or the merchandising catalog. We're looking at all the merchandising catalog, but the way to provide and a way to get to a specific product is using something called a fast navigation. The faster navigation allows Anna the ability to narrow down and explore the search results in the way she wants to. So in our case, what she's looking for is a winter jacket. So we'll go into winter. She likes the mountain sports specific brand. She's also looking for a woman's specific jacket. So as she's clicking into it, she can get to a specific item that she wants to. Now, within NetSuite, these facet attributions are unlimited. So Anna can choose as many attributes, the fashion retailers can choose any type of attribution added onto the facet navigation and allow Anna to get to a specific product in many different ways. Now let's take a quick look at the Ghost Whisper thermal jacket as she's looking for a red jacket. So this is a quick product deep dive into the item master. What you're going to be seeing and what's exposed on this specific channel will be consistent throughout the whole process, whether it's going to be on the in-store or as well as in the back office. Now, this product detail page can be edited by a business user very easily. There's no code required, handled in the back end in NetSuite, which you will see as we go into more of the back office side of the demonstration. One of the things you'll notice is that this is a very high resolution image for multimedia. In terms of multimedia, NetSuite allows you to render medium-sized image, as you can see, a high-resolution image, and a thumbnail image. It allows you to just upload one high-resolution image, and on the server side, it allows you to be able to render in different sizes, which helps with the upload of a picture in general, and you don't have to go into Photoshop to create 3 different sizes. In addition to that, as you're loading up these images, what you can create is a certain naming schema along with that image and be able to upload it en masse to be able to save a lot of time. Now, as we're going through the item detail, as I click onto a specific SKU, what you might notice is the item availability. This is a real-time inventory call into NetSuite. So you have the ability to tell whether that specific item is available or not. In addition to that, if I do want to pull off a buy online, pick up in store, Anna can check if whether a specific store has it in stock or not and be able to purchase it online and have that specific inventory committed and set aside in the in-store. Now, as I keep scrolling through, you're going to have the ability to go through some ratings and reviews. These ratings and reviews allow you to, this is something that the merchandiser can manage and take care of because at the end of the day, this is your data set. And what this also does is it's built in with the schema.org language, which allows you to increase search rankings in Google. Other things, such as hashtag gallery, is also available within NetSuite. It allows Anna to really visualize herself wearing the jacket. This is something that's currently integrated with Instagram, but the idea is to integrate with other hashtag type of gallery and be able to moderate it based on what the pictures are looking like and what picture needs to be going up to the product detail page. If I keep scrolling down, we see a merchandising zone in the form of cross-sell and upsell. As you can see, the you may also like is more of the art portion of the NetSuite cross-sell upsell, where any type of designer within a fashion apparel company can choose a certain look or certain type of other products that go well with that jacket. Very similar to the lookbook idea, but also gives more additional merchandise that can go well together. But at the bottom, which is basically the science portion of cross-sell and upsell within NetSuite, this is where NetSuite allows you to put together some correlation and lift percentages to be able to see what other merchandises were bought together along with this specific jacket. Very similar to what Amazon has when they make those recommendations. It's based on transaction as well. Now, Anna is very interested in this jacket, so she's going to go ahead and add it to the cart. So the cart checkout process, as well as you can see right now, a pop-up came up, but we can easily personalize and customize this so that the pop-up won't come up. So as you're going through the cart process, again, really interacting with the customer to show, what if they have saved anything or recently viewed. So again, giving them additional ideas to get to a specific buying pattern. So I'll go ahead and proceed to checkout. So as I'm going through this checkout process, Anna, not surprisingly enough, is very interested in actually trying it out. Very similar to any type of retail shopper. So as she's going into this checkout process, she realized that she doesn't really want to buy it yet until she actually goes into the store. And she noticed that as she was checking out some of the store inventory, that the Boston store actually has a specific jacket available. So she decides to go ahead and close down her laptop and walk to the store. So we just went from an unassisted channel, and now we're going to go into an assisted channel where we're going to work with a store associate and what that experience could look like using our NetSuite point-of-sale system. So what you're looking at right now is our NetSuite point-of-sale system. It's called SuiteCommerce InStore. It's the same exact web-based technology that's leveraged by the e-commerce system. It's supported by iPad and Windows applications. It is supported by Windows applications. Now, as you can see, this is kind of a blank canvas, but at the bottom, you'll see something called a ribbon. Ribbon basically gives you the ability to add certain items so that your store associate has the ability to understand what's going to be the new items, what's the manager offers, any type of special that's going on. So this is something that can be triggered from a corporate standpoint. So based on the corporate standpoint or designer, you can add on certain types of merchandise here. Top right-hand side, a very standard, end of sale, beginning of the store, any type of reporting. And up top, you can see a search. So this is a search that allows you to look for any type of items across customers, items, orders, and inventory. Now let's go through a quick scenario. If Anna walks into the store, what that would look like. So when you're walking into a pretty typical fashion retail store, you're going to have somebody at the front greeting you, telling you that we're 30% off on the men's section, there's 40% off on the women's section. If you need any help, let me know. But it's not really personalized. It's more so just based on what they know is on sale and where the products are. In this case, Anna is greeted by one of the store associates and has asked for her name, or if not, a loyalty card or email or phone number. Anna knows that her name is in the system, so she goes ahead and gives her loyalty card or name or number or email, and immediately has that store associate find her. So as I go in here, the store associate knows that it's Anna, so he adds Anna onto the order. Now, once I click into Anna's information, this is where the store associate has a lot of the power and information in regards to Anna. So as you can look up top, you're going to see some demographic information about Anna, and then you can see some infographic information about Anna as well. How long she's been a member for? What's her average spend? How long has it been she's been spending it? What type of customer she is? Now as I scroll down, this is where all of Anna's transaction history, interaction history, and any type of shipments or quotes that are actually outstanding with her. So immediately within seconds, the store associate knows Anna as what type of shopper Anna is. Maybe she shops more towards the winter time frame because she likes the jackets. So this is where you can make some educated decisions. At the same time, the store associate can also use one of Anna's transactions and be able to create a return against them. Now, it doesn't matter where she bought it because we are using a unified database. So she can buy online, return store. She can buy from a different store, return at a different store. Again, going back to the whole omnichannel idea where you can use the single database will allow you to be able to do those transactions across all the different channels. Now, as I'm scrolling down, you can see other graphical representations in terms of purchase and returns. This is something that's personalizable, so you can inform your store associate on what they should be buying or they shouldn't be buying. And lastly, if I scroll down, you can see a wish list. This is a wish list that we just added onto. So as you can see, the Murmur blue shirt that we just looked at from the lookbook side got added online, and she had it saved just for a rainy day. But now the store associate can look into the wish list to be able to see whether she actually wants to be able to try that on or not. Again, giving the store associate additional ammunition to be able to work with Anna to be able to make some recommendations. Lastly, I can also see the shopping cart. So within the shopping cart, I noticed that Anna left the women's jacket about a couple minutes, 30 minutes or to an hour ago. So the store associate makes an educated guess, talks about the jacket. Anna's surprised that the experience has kind of carried over. So she goes ahead and looks for the jacket. So the store associate immediately goes to the back of the store, grabs the jacket, has Anna try out the jacket. Now, as I go into the product detail page of the jacket, you can immediately tell that all the information that you see is basically the same thing or it is the same thing that you saw online. So now there are no situations where your customer, your shopper are more educated than your store associate. Your store associates are very educated on the product. In addition to that, will know what other products to upsell and cross-sell. As Anna's trying this out in the dressing room, the store associate can also bring up other items that may make sense for that jacket or not. So again, creating that personalized experience, customized experience, and contextual. In addition to that, if in any case, she would like to, this specific item is not available within that store, Anna has the store associate has the ability to look at across the channel, across the whole entire enterprise to see whether that specific stock is available and create an order against that. You can also have the ability to have that visibility into whether it's back ordered, how many are actually coming in, so you can make an educated decision. If it's not available at the moment, it can also tell it's going to come in a month. Now let's go ahead and click and add that order. Now, once you add that order, it's going to go ahead and add as a line item onto this specific transaction. But Anna also realizes that she wants to get a different color jacket for her sister because her sister usually likes to copy her, and buy the same exact thing. So as a Christmas gift, she goes ahead and creates an order that's going to be sent over to Anna's sister's house. As you can see, you can go ahead and click Anna's sister's house and choose a shipping method and create an order against it. So now we have two different transactions. Anna's going to be walking out with a cash sale with that thermal jacket and also sending over an additional order onto Anna's sister's house. Now, if she wants to go pick it up elsewhere, that can be done as well. So you can do the whole scenario of buying in-store and picking up in-store. If it's not available within this specific store and she wants to have it shipped from a different store, that is also possible as well. Because again, we're looking at the same exact inventory, single instance, single database, and there won't be any situation where it's going to be overcommitted or anything to that degree. Okay, so let's say that she wants to be able to go ahead and cash out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that payment. So she's going to be walking out with that payment. So we're going to go over the back office quickly, but what I wanted to just quickly kind of review and summarize what just happened was that we went from an in-home seamless transition as Anna was sitting on her couch looking for a jacket to going to the in-store and having that same consistent experience and more. The store associate was a lot more educated and knowledgeable about Anna to be able to appropriately deal with her in terms of that sales experience. Now, as Matt mentioned, we are in a cloud-based business, so scalability is not an issue. So for those of the fashion retailers with brands, with multiple brands across the geography, we have the ability to create that same exact experience across country, geography, and more. As you can see within Subsidiary Navigator, NetSuite has the ability to support as many subsidiaries as possible. In addition to that, it is a global environment, but at the same time, if it's at a different country within a different language, localization is very easily possible. With a localized version of that territory, we do have automatic tax compliancy in 50 countries. Different languages and different currencies are set up as well. We are on a modern technology, so it's a multi-tenant solution that supports bi-yearly updates. So everyone is operating on the same version of NetSuite. So whatever, any type of new features and functionalities that come out are always available to you, and your customization will not break at all either. Now going back to the transaction quickly. As you can see, Anna was able to buy that Ghost Whisperer jacket. She paid for one, but the other one is going to be sent over, so kind of going through the whole omnichannel experience there as well. Okay, so all of this is not possible unless we have a unified database with the customer order and product information. So as a corporate user, I'm just going to quickly go through an example of what that unified database looks like. So we'll look for Anna. And the information is going to come up here. Okay, so now we're looking at Anna's customer information on the back office side. Okay, so what you see right now is Anna's information in terms of transactions, interactions, anything that she has bought or interacted within Generation N. As you can see, if I scroll down within the sales tab, all the transactions are associated to her purchases. And you can see that she has bought it in certain locations, also bought it online. So all the omni-channel transactions that she had, interaction that she had with Generation N is kept in here. Now, that provides the ability to avoid any situation like Matt mentioned earlier during the presentation, if you buy something in the store and end up receiving the promotion code. So from a marketing perspective, you have the wealth of ability to be able to use what's on Anna's customer information to be able to create marketing messages that are specific to her. So for example, a new jacket comes out next year. That's something that's a lot more advanced in better colors or better, just better fabric. That's something that marketers can use by looking for specific customers like Anna, by using the business query tool called the Suite Analytics, to be able to target certain types of customers like Anna and be able to provide promotional codes. Okay. Now, we can also take a look at what the order looks like. As I can go in here, that order that we just created was posted into NetSuite on a real-time basis, all the way down to the general ledger impact. So everything happens on a real-time basis within NetSuite, all the way down to the GL impact. So once a cash sale happens in one location, like Matt mentioned, that inventory is committed. It's not going to be overbooked or overcommitted, hence helping out and allowing NetSuite to provide our customers with that omnichannel experience without any hitches. Okay. And then from an item perspective, as I go in here, I can go into that specific item. The item, what we call this within NetSuite is the item 360. We're going to go up to the style level here because we're looking at the SKU level. The item 360, this is what you saw on the e-commerce channel as well as in-store channel. So as you can see, all that information is routing from this specific 360 screen. As you can see at the bottom at the subtab level, all the different information that's spanning across supply chain, order management, any store content management, product listing reviews are all contained here. So again, leveraging the same exact data set and database to be able to provide that information, expose it to the different channels. Now, lastly, I'd like to end with the idea around NetSuite's fashion apparel that is fit for apparel retail companies. So as part of one of NetSuite's micro verticals, we have a fashion apparel offering. This is a sample dashboard of the fashion apparel offering. Based on that, we create industry-leading practices around processes, as well as any type of reporting that makes sense for the fashion retailers, such as merchandising scorecard, understanding your inventory turnover, any product category down to the level of how that style is doing, what the cost of goods sold is at that style, really understand that gross margin, to know what that profit and loss at the end of the day is. And then from the store level, what the stock to sale ratio is, how each store is doing, and then even sell-through. So if specific merchandising is sell-through well in one channel or one store, you have the ability to push a lot more merchandising to that specific store location. NetSuite also comes with over 200 different reports that revolve around finance all the way to inventory. So that's something that's out of the box that can be leveraged with our customers, as well as any type of business query searches. So because of the fact that we have one database, if you have access to that specific table and to that permission set, you can create ad hoc queries on the spot without any code, and that's really the power of that platform. So to kind of summarize what I just went through towards the end, we talked about that, a little bit about the remediation phase. As we looked at the back office, we looked at the consolidation of the items, inventory, customer, and order management. And then as we backtrack, we went to the different channels. So the in-store was looking at the back office, at the inventory information, customer information on a real-time basis, as well as the e-commerce channel, as both e-commerce and the in-store was looking at the same instance within NetSuite, and hence ultimately improving that customer experience across the different channels and raising that brand awareness and eventually converting your customers to an additional sales and better experience in general. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this demonstration, and I will hand it back over to the moderator. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Go. Okay, so I hope that everybody had a chance to really kind of see and understand that leveraging the power of the cloud, leveraging the power of that unified view, and really how that now becomes the baseline for building your customer experience on. You know, as a retail technologist myself, you know, looking at what we just saw as the starting point for building your customer experience challenge is definitely an area where you know, puts you ahead of your competition. And the 5 steps that we talked through at the very beginning of the presentation is really a very prescribed methodology of implementing and taking each component that Go demonstrated and implementing that over a period of time that makes sense for your organization. You know, each of those steps do not imply have to be done at the same time. They don't imply any notion of time, but so you're able to sort of take each step in that journey when your brand and when your business is ready to do so. NetSuite is able to implement very quickly, as our typical implementation for that first phase is under 100 days. So really, time and pain and frustration is no longer a good enough reason to not go back and finally start to build that foundation for which a great top-notch customer experience can be built upon. So we're right at with 10 minutes left, where I can open it up for questions for anyone that might have you know, any questions about NetSuite or anything that you saw today, and I'd be more than happy to answer those. So if you do have a question, you can please put it into the Q&A box. I see a few people, you know, already have. So I'll kind of start off with a couple of those questions. The first one sort of speaks to actually something I just spoke to a minute ago. The question was, you know, what does the average implementation timeline typically look like for this? And you know, generally, we are doing our phase 1, our step 1 implementations in under 100 days or less. Now, obviously, the size and complexity of your business, you know, may impact that. You know, if you're running in dozens of countries, you know, obviously that might extend that time out a little bit. But our average implementation is under 100 days. Okay. So actually connected into that, I have another question that was speaking about internationalization capabilities. So the exact experience that Go just walked through, you can actually replicate in multiple countries around the world. We have a whole host of pre-integrated payment providers that offer both online card not present and in-store card present scenarios with EMV support. So by leveraging those payment providers, NetSuite's internationalization, our you know, our currency conversion capabilities, you're now able to put internationalization maybe on your company's strategy or speed up that strategy, because NetSuite makes it cost-effective and time-effective to enter into new markets. And because it's cloud, you don't necessarily have to worry about you know, the expense or potentially the fear of going into a market you're not sure if you're going to be successful in, because you're able to enter it in that market in a much quicker and leaner way. Okay. So it says here that you mentioned that you also have B2B capabilities on the same platform. Can you talk a bit more about what it would look like for a company that has multiple brands? So NetSuite, through what Go had showed you there at the very end of it, does support a multi-entity business. And for many fashion brands, obviously, that is, you know, that is both potentially wholesale and retail. So those are able to run on the same platform. Go's demonstration focused very much on the consumer grade experience to that, but we are just as capable of creating a great experience for your wholesale customers as well, leveraging our B2B e-commerce portal and leveraging some of that capability that you saw towards the end at potentially trade shows or having your sales reps engage your B2B customers. So those are also running on that exact same platform, leveraging same sources of data, same item catalogs, so that you don't actually have to have separate systems running those different aspects of their business. Okay, got one more here. The question is, if you don't implement multiple channels at the same time, how do you get orders from the web, to start with? And I think that's actually a fantastic question, because again, as we kind of talked about that stairway there absolutely, even if you did want to do all of it, and say you were ready to do it right now, there's not a company in the world that I think could probably handle that much change to their business in one go. So they're absolutely, whether you're planning to do it all in one, in one step, or a step that takes multiple years, there's going to be a time where we're gonna have to integrate into existing technology that you've already invested in, or perhaps you've just recently made an investment in some new technology and aren't quite ready to get rid of that. So we do have a series of APIs, and through our SuiteTalk capability, which I talked about as an element of our platform, we have pre-integrations into a lot of third-party technologies, as well as can build integrations into technologies that we don't have pre-integrations into, leveraging those APIs and importing those orders. Once it's imported from, in this case, let's say, a web order that comes into the retail platform, the store has all of the same visibility to it that you saw just a minute ago. So from that kind of store view perspective, it doesn't matter where the order came from, whether it came from our technology, whether it came from an external technology. Once it's in NetSuite, the store associates will be able to view it, interact with it, or potentially even fulfill it if it's an order that that maybe the store is going to be asked to ship out on their behalf. Okay. All right, looking through here to see if we've got any others. Okay, so I think that unless there are any other questions, I think that covered all of the the questions that were in the Q&A panel. So I do want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their day to sit in and learn a little bit about NetSuite and improving the customer experience. If you have any questions relative towards what you saw here today, or anything else that NetSuite's capable of, please reach out to us. We would be more than happy to to have a conversation about how NetSuite can help your brand. With that, thank you very much.